I am Camille Chanel, your host. Okay. Yeah, actually, there's a whole lot of truth in that. I'm Camille Chanel, and today I bring you my heat styling routine. Now, maybe you are watching this now live with me. If so, hello! Or maybe you're watching the live replay. If so, hello! Sorry, I'm such a ball of energy this afternoon. So this afternoon or today, I bring you my heat styling routine, showing you how I get my hair nice and sleek and straight, and also with little to no heat damage. Now, to say no heat damage, that's kind of an exaggeration, because if you're putting heat on your hair, the inevitable is that there is going to be some damage. So today, I will talk to you about how to reduce that damage and get the results that you're looking for, safely. So first, I've already blow dried my hair because blow drying on camera and blow drying live gets a little loud, and that's kind of annoying. So to save you guys some trouble and some negative feedback from the noise, I blow dried my hair off camera. I blow dried my hair using this Chi paddle blow dryer. I blow dry my hair after it's been air dried. I do not blow dry my hair when it's wet. That's far too damaging. Your hair is at its most vulnerable state when it's wet, so blow drying wet hair is just no bueno. You feel me? So I used my Chi paddle brush, and I also used my Frieda Frizz Ease blowout spray. It does have a little stickiness to it when you first use it, so don't overdo it. But you want to make sure that when you use your blowout sprays, it's one that provides heat protection, which the Frieda does do, and it is available locally. So I believe it provides heat protection up to 450 degrees, which if you're using a blow dryer that's blowing at 450 degrees, you're just blowing flames at your head anyway. So I wouldn't recommend that. But let's get into the flat ironing, because that's why we're here. So again, my hair is blow dried. This is how it looks after I air dry it and then blow dry it. So before I actually put the flat iron to my head, I know that it's already got some heat protectant on it from this blowout spray, but I'm still gonna use this Frizz Ease Still by Frieda Serum. It has additional heat protectant, and I did look this up. This one for certain goes up to the 450 degrees. But you should not be flat ironing your hair at no 450 degrees, like for real. Hi, Charlie. If the sky isn't blue, what car door do you bring to the disco? That is interesting, Charlie. Very, very interesting. No car door into the disco because, we're inside of a building? Maybe? All right, so the Frieda Serum, very thick, multi-functioning, to help prevent some of the damage and reduce some of the damage. So if you're trying to help your hair survive your flat ironing, you want to protect it from that heat damage. I know there are products out there like I've tried this, and this is the Chi Iron Guard spray, and I know a lot of people use this, and honest to God, I don't know why. This to me was like spraying oil and water on my hair. My hair quite actually sizzled when I used this. And I'm sorry, ladies and gents, if you're flat ironing or otherwise heat styling your hair and it sizzles, you should stop. Like, it's dangerous. If your hair is sizzling when you flat iron it, you're doing it wrong. For real. Smoke is one thing. That's the product that you're using, like evaporating. That's not your hair cooking off like it is when it sizzles. Anyway, I'm gonna divide my hair here so I can get some control. Charlie says tangerines because they don't scare leopards. Are you saying because everybody at the disco is wearing leopard print? I think that's a conundrum. All right, so here's the hair section. And I'm gonna section it again. I like to section my hair just a little bit bigger because I feel like that's safer, and like I said, I don't like to cook off my hair. When I flat iron my hair, yes, I'm going for, those perfect, straight, frizz-free results that we're all looking for, but I also don't want to end up with shorter hair than what I started off with, because when you cook off your hair, it could be sizzling at the roots, which is the devil. Your hair is going to catch on fire. Or it could be sizzling at the ends, which means they're going to break off. So be kind to your hair. A little bit more of this John Frieda. Why do you never see Jesus with a necklace on? Because he breaks every chain. I like that, Jonathan. I love that. All right, so I'm going to make sure I get this John Frieda here at my ends. You can see what I'm working with. One more section. But this will be the last time that I section off that section so that I can start flat ironing and get this knocked out. In the middle of my head is where I do my smallest sections, because the middle of my head, and I don't know about anybody else, it seems to have the thickest, most disobedient hair ever. All right, so here is my flat iron. This is the BaByliss Titanium Pro, pretty sure. I have it set on temperature 390 degrees Fahrenheit. It does go up to 450, but 450 is mad dangerous, y'all. I wouldn't, you could do it if you're like in a rush and you're using these huge sections, but I don't play with that. So 390 is about my safe zone. I'm willing to push it to about 400 with my hair, but that's pushing it. Okay, so first section. Make sure I got it. Fine, and then I'm gonna go right here, turn a little bit so you guys can see. And I just slowly pass it over my hair. Okay, so no sizzling. There is some smoke. I don't know if you could see it. Smoke's not bad, right? But sizzling is. You don't want sizzle. Smoke is fine. It's just the product evaporating whatever waters are in it, okay? So a little bit difficult to get to the roots so you guys can see, but I'm gonna try it this way. Okay, and just pull it straight through to the ends. Ideally, you don't want to pass over the same area more than twice. I did miss my roots, so I'm gonna try to hit just them. There we go. All right. All right. That's just the first part. So how's everybody doing? Where is everybody in the world from? What time is it? I know it's afternoon here where I'm at, but what's going on? Are you guys on lunch, getting ready for lunch? What we doing? Hello, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just getting ready for the day with my flat ironing routine, trying to protect my hair from heat damage as I do that. I'm trying to keep it quick. My flat iron is set at 390, so it should be a relatively quick process. I don't do my hair in super duper thin sections, although I did have this back section a little thin so that I could show you guys just how it's coming. And it's really, really important when you do go shopping for a flat iron, you know, get one that's coated so that it does not damage your hair. If you're gonna go for the cording, thank you, Juan. So if you're gonna go for a coating, just make sure that you choose what works best and moves the smoothest through your hair. There's a lot of different ones out there. I prefer, if I'm gonna go with the coating, I like to do, is it tourmaline? That's really pretty. Okay. So definitely getting my sleek results that I'm looking for. Pull down my next section here. Just put that back. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Love Parker. I think that's what it says. Try to keep it a little natural. All right, so as close to the roots as I can get. I do like a like a little twisty. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll do it closer to the camera and then I pull it down. So when I put the flat iron to the roots of my hair and I close it, I do like this wiggle, wiggle, wiggle close to my roots, and as I pull it through to kind of make sure that I'm getting the roots. Because if it's one thing that I hate, it's continuously going up against my roots with the hot flat iron. Because even though the plates aren't touching my scalp, the heat still burns, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Where is everybody from? Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Camille Chanel, your host for today's flat ironing affair. Getting ready for the day. Hello. So on my YouTube channel, I actually do my makeup too. Although I wouldn't call myself like good at makeup by any means. I started doing my makeup after I joined the military, mostly out of necessity because I really had to separate myself from the boys. Am I from Cali? No, I'm actually originally from Jamaica, and then I grew up in Florida. Are you from Cali? Is anybody else from Cali? Where are we watching from, guys? Hello, and gals. When I say guys, it's all inclusive, but guys and gals, you never know. See, here's my little wiggle. Grab my roots, wiggle my flat iron, exaggerating it so you guys can see, and then I pull my flat iron through to the ends. I try to only pass over each area one time, like when it's in a small section, and then after I finish the big section, I'll pass back over it with the flat iron a few more times just to make sure. I just don't want like high heat on strands that are solo or not so many, because I feel like a bunch of strands has a better chance against high heat than just a few strands. I could be guessing, fire is fire, right? So here's that wiggle. And then pull it down. You're a California guy? So what's that, early morning? Wait, no, it's 12:38 right now. Yeah, it should be early morning for you then, right, Juan? Get the center. So my hair does have some residuals of a keratin treatment. So if there's anybody who's interested in a keratin treatment, it does make your hair a little bit more resistant to heat damage when you are flat ironing your hair, and your hair actually responds to the heat really well. So it takes you a whole lot less time to flat iron. And the frizz is almost non-existent with the keratin treatment. I don't plan on continuing keratin treatments in my hair, but I have to admit they are pretty awesome, like for real. Even straight out of the beach, my hair would just be these perfect little waves, frizzless at the beach. It was amazing. So if you're interested in that, I'm not going to say don't do it. It's just a really costly process that ultimately... That's about all I could say about that. Ultimately, it was just costly. So I'm going to bring my flat iron area this way and try to keep it. I'm not braiding it. I'm not trying to put waves back in it, but it is a little loose thing that I've done here. To lay it down. Hi, welcome. Where's everybody watching from? Are we in the middle or the beginning of our work days? I'm in the middle of my work day. I thought I would take a break and do my hair. Welcome. Now, if you're interested in hair, skincare, and the occasional makeup, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be among the first to know when I do upload content of your interest. Because you can customize that bell now. If you're not into hair, and you're into makeup, you can customize the bell and get your makeup fix, honey. Woo! 9:38 a.m. You off today, Juan? Cruising YouTube? So the blow dry spray that I put in my hair does provide that heat protectant that I'm looking for. So there's really not a need for me to use a whole lot or too much more of that Frieda serum. Although at the conclusion of my flat ironing, I will put it at the ends of my hair because it does function, you know, as a moisturizing and protecting and all that good stuff that you still want for your hair, even when you're done styling. Hello, hello. Greetings, one and all. Welcome to my flat ironing thing. Now, I underestimated how difficult it would be to flat iron my hair live. Whew. I never thought about it. I just got up. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. Do I put oil on my hair? Yes, prior to flat ironing it, I did put the Frieda serum in my hair. You have to be careful what oils you put in your hair because some will give you the sizzle and you don't want the sizzle because that means your hair is cooking and that's what you don't want. You don't want to cook your hair, right? You just want to kind of heat train it or use the heat to tame it to straightness. So I use the Frizz serum. It does heat protect up to 450 degrees. So it will help you, you know, watch slay your frizz and get your hair controlled. So see how it looks? And this stuff is really effective, so you don't need a lot, right? Just put it in. So when you're flat ironing your hair, if your hair smokes up, that's fine. That's one thing. I know where you hear the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's not true when you're flat ironing your hair. Right? If you're taking the correct precautions, because if you're flat ironing your hair at 450 and 500 degrees and you see smoke, I'm pretty sure fire is right behind it. But my flat iron is set to a smooth 390 degrees. As you can see, there is going to be some smoke, right? Hopefully you guys could see that and it wasn't just in my imagination. So there is some smoke and that's not my hair cooking. That is the product itself evaporating, right? So what's left behind is coating my hair. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's protecting my strands from the damaging heat of that flat iron. Did you guys see the smoke that time? Eh, the smoke? I'm trying. I tried to do it in slow motion for you. I took a little bit of a fat section here. Let me see if I can get it to behave. Hello, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Camille Chanel. On my YouTube channel, I do my hair, my skincare, which I'm a skincare junkie, and I do a little bit of makeup, but I'm not a makeup artist. I just like to play. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So as someone who is naturally curly, flat ironing my hair is a real treat, right? And other than it being damaging, it's a real treat because you basically transform yourself into a whole other person. I can't tell you how many times I've flat ironed my hair, or quite the opposite, worn it curly, and people have been like, oh my God, I didn't even recognize you with your hair like that. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And then don't let me do my hair and my makeup. Slaying! Hello, hello. Good morning to my California viewers. Good afternoon to my East Coast viewers. Do I like bangs? I have a really big forehead, and I think that's when you're supposed to wear bangs, when you have a big forehead. But no, at most I might do a part and then do a side swoop over my eye a little bit because I find that to be very attractive for me, to me. Yeah. When I look in the mirror, I like to be like, yeah, there she goes. She's hot. That's a baddie. I have to be feeling me before I even consider, you know, walking out my front door. Do you like bangs, Juan? All right, so I've pretty much finished up this back half of my hair. I'm just combing through it, or not combing through it, passing the flat iron through it just to get a little bit, you know, more straightness and more control. I don't like to over flat iron my hair in terms of, I know there's that, what's that new trend, the silk press? That is extremely damaging. But I ain't gonna lie, it's nice. It's nice. It's extremely damaging, but it's real nice. I'm not going for a silk press. I'm just going for a flat iron, right? So here's how it's going. And my hair isn't feeling crinkly anywhere. Like, you know when the heat damage has gotten you, because there's parts of your hair that just feel ultra crinkly, and no matter how many times you try to straighten it with the flat iron, it's not straightening, it feels crinkly. Honey, I hate to tell you, but you have to cut that part off. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. If you are passing the flat iron over your hair and it's not straightening and it feels crinkly, that is a burned hair strand or strands, and you're gonna have to cut it off to you know, fix it, if you would call cutting it a fix. All right, so I've done that back part. One of these is not doing a business. There we go. And put the back of my hair up. Now, when I get to the top of my head, it goes a little bit differently than just putting my hair into into that awesome section. I do the top part a little bit differently. She's not doing anything. Coming forward just a bit. Thank you. I got it from my mama. Okay. The top part, I think I can do it one more time. I can do one more section like this. Like that. So this is gonna get the flat iron next, and this is just gonna come. Whoops, sorry. All right, hello. Oh, the glue, hair glue is the worst. You guys remember when that chick was all up on the news and stuff for putting, was it wood glue in her hair? That was wild. I don't know why anyone would even consider the same stuff that you could get at Home Depot anywhere on your body. I just wouldn't do it. That's insane. Fortunately for me, I have not had to make any drastic and regrettable decisions as it pertains to my hair. All right, so I did, on this next section, I did go ahead and apply some more of the Frizz Ease Serum. Again, heat protection up to 450 degrees, but my flat iron is only set to a safe 390 because we're not cooking hair here. Oh, also, because, you know, I'm being a good YouTuber and I'm saying what I should say to build up my YouTube community. Yes, your girl's trying to build up a YouTube community. If you're interested in content like today's heat styling and additional curly girl videos, because we do have curly hair here, in addition to skincare and makeup, but I'm not a makeup artist. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, Juan. My live schedule, for those of you who love the lives, because we all do. I am still working on trying to figure out how often and when my schedule can handle going live on a consistent basis. What the Sigma? What the Delta? Hiya, Maya. How you doing? All right, see that? Oh, I know you guys saw it that time because I saw it too. So you guys saw the smoke, right? I know you guys are like, oh, smoke's not a bad thing. Sizzling is a bad thing. Sizzle and smoke, that's bad. Smoke is just a product, you know, the Jean Frieda, it's just evaporating. It's doing what it do. It's sizzling. I'm not, oh my God, it's not sizzling. It's sealing in and protecting my hair cuticles from this heat. All right? Sizzling is bad. Product evaporating is not. Okay? Okay. See that? All right. Can you say something? I can. Sigma. Hi, Maria. Welcome to my YouTube channels. Where are you from, Amaya? You are hilarious. What are you trying to get me to say? I'm not a see and say, you know? I mean, I'll play. Oh, me too, girl. From my mom and from my dad. Hello, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Today we are flat ironing our hair with reduced heat damage using products that protect our hair up to 450 degrees. Check that out. Awesome. What did I do in the military? I was a, man. I reclassed, which means I have a couple MOSs. But when I first started off, I started off as an admin person. Amaya, I live in the US. Ha-ha. Is anybody else in the house in the military or used to be in the military? Any veterans? Thank you for your service, y'all. So just flat ironing, almost done. I'd say I'm a little bit more than halfway through. I'm doing this middle section in like these strips like this and sideways. I don't know if you could tell. Hopefully you guys can tell. Hopefully that was a good view. You live in Africa. Wow. Well, thanks for watching all the way in from Africa. I really appreciate you spending this time with me, Amaya. Oh, I know you guys can see the smoke. That looked good. All right. Where is everybody watching from? There's so many people in the chat. Things are going. Thank you guys so much. What kind of content are you interested in, Amaya? Hair care? Just hair care or hair care and skin care? How did you find me today? Show me your drip. Well, I'm not a celebrity. I don't have any drip. I think that's a celebrity thing. Is that like ice and diamonds and stuff? Like rich people things? I don't have rich people things. The closest I have to drip is the leaky faucet in my bathroom. Aw, well, lucky me. And thank you for stopping. Oh. Oh, my bad. I'm not with the times. So, I guess if I show you my whole outfit, that's what you're asking? The whole outfit? You want to see my whole outfit, what I got on right now? If I show you my drip, your jaw is going to drop. It's not what you think. In so many ways, it's not what you think. So I use my fingers to part my hair because I don't have time to keep grabbing a comb and doing all of this. I'm just trying to flat iron my hair. Your girl has children. I have found new ways to rush. I no longer take my time and pussyfoot to do anything. I don't have time. I don't know when those kids are going to hit me with the mom buzzer and everything stops. Fortunately, I'm on my lunch break and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my hair on this lunch break. But it is about to be over. Probably going to go back to work with a half a head done. Which is fine, which is fine, which is fine. A house tour. Oh, honey, I can't do that. You're just going to have to take this wonderful tour of this curtain. Ooh, how it ripples. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. Where are you watching from? Also, because I'm doing my YouTube due diligence, if you like today's content and you're interested in hair, skin, and a little bit of makeup, though I'm not a makeup artist, don't forget to hit that subscribe. I'm working on my YouTube community, trying to figure out all this stuff. If you guys are watching the news, everybody's trying to figure out a lot of stuff these days. I am no different. Hello from New Jersey. I used to live in New Jersey. When I first moved to the US from Jamaica, we moved to New Jersey. Lovely. And I want to say we lived in, I want to say New York, but that's not right. I think it's Newark. Newark? Newark? I was a child. I just remember my parents, you know, back in the day, we didn't have like, you know, these little cool devices, or my mom could drop it in my book bag, and we didn't have cell phones and beepers and all that stuff yet. So my mom sat me down and I had to memorize my address, and I had to memorize my phone number and my mom and dad's full names, so that if I ever went missing, I could always be like, my name is, I live at, my mom's name is, my dad's name is, please take me home. And hope that they weren't kidnappers. Oh, my outfit. About my outfit. It's not what you think it is. Pajama pants. I only gotta look good from the waist up. In all my endeavors. Am I telling on myself? All right, down to the front of my hair. Now, I don't need to add any more John Frieda. I really don't. But I'm going to put a smidge on the ends just because anybody who hasn't been in yet, you haven't seen it yet, how the John Frieda works. The John Frieda is awesome. Protects your hair up to 450 degrees, so I am with it. And also, the frizz taming on this, and especially on this. You got to start the process with this, because if you don't, you've already started behind. Okay? You've already started off wrong if you don't start with this. So make sure you blow dry your hair with this, and then when you flat iron with this, and then I promise you, you will have the most humidity resistant hair you've had, I want to say, in a long time, but I don't know your business like that, so I'm just going to say you're going to have some very heat resistant hair. Bye, Amaya. Have a good day. Thanks for spending this time with me. All right, so I'm pressed for time now, but I'm going to try to get this front part done. You guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. It was a joyful lunch break, getting my hair flat ironed and trying to get this sleek and heat protected hair perfect. Do I piece to the side? Oh, I'm going to need you to, I don't fully understand that one. I'm going to need you to fix it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. All right, so I'm finishing up on the flat ironing. Now remember, if your hair, when you pass the flat iron over it, if your hair starts to crinkle, it's cooking. If your hair is crinkling, it's cooking. If it's making a sizzling noise, your hair is cooking. If your hair smells like it's burning, it is burning. Do I do my front piece to the side? I do. Sometimes I part my hair in the center, but for the most part, I part my hair to the side and then I swoop the front. So I know I'm not done yet, but I kind of do it like this, and then I hold that and then swoopy. So it kind of ends up sitting like that. Get it? Especially like when I was in the military and I would wear my buns, I would always, my hair was long enough for me to still swoop it and then pull the ends into the bun so it would sit real cute. I was still trying to be cute in my uniform. I didn't care. Hi, Rafiq. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I don't just do hair here. I do skincare. I do a lot of skincare because I have an addiction. But I am doing hair, skin, and occasionally makeup. Where are you watching from, Rafiq? Did I say your name right? Do my hair like this for my live? Absolutely, because when I go live later on, I think I'm going to go live tonight at 11 p.m., I think. And when I do, my hair will be done and so will my makeup. All right, so these last bits. Thank you, Rafiq. Now the little wiggle, you can see the wiggle now. This is how I do it. I get my flat iron as close to the root as possible, and then I wiggle the flat iron there. So that way I don't have to put the flat iron up against my scalp so many times. Because even though the flat iron has that bumper on it and that protection so it doesn't go right up against my scalp, y'all, heat still burns. Heat still burns. So I try not to get it up against my scalp. So there you go. And pull it down. And there you go. Heat protected, sleek. Now there will be some touching up that needs to happen after heat styling a bit because I'm not trying to cook off my hair, right? I'm just trying to get it to obey. So I part my hair on the side, comb it down. So I part my hair and then I do my touch up. So however I'm gonna style my hair like officially after I heat style it, when I part my hair, I get it where I want it and then I pass the flat iron over again for my touch up areas and stuff like that. And this is also the point where I put more product at the ends of my hair. So the Frieda Serum. So, and make sure if you have something like this, right? You see how watery that is? You do not want to use something like this to flat iron your hair. Your hair will sizzle, it will cook, and you will have to, more than likely, I'm like 90% sure, depending on the setting that you had on your flat iron, you will have to cut that cooked hair off because there will be no obeying, there will be no taming, there will be no nothing for those crinkled and cooked pieces of hair. All right, so we're gonna put some at the ends. To my ends. Concentrate the product there. On your other live, can you do a skincare routine? Absolutely. At nighttime, my 11 p.m. Lives are my skincare routines. They're pretty much always that late because that's when I go to bed. I've tried to do AM skincare routines live, but there's never an audience, you know, because we're all getting ready for work. So I always end up coming on really, really late at night to do my nighttime skincare routines. I just try to switch up like what I do so it's not redundant because I hate being redundant so much. Now I'm gonna have some flyaways a little bit. I just use like an oil and like a pomade to slick those down a little bit. My hair actually doesn't seem to need too much of a touch up. I'm actually quite satisfied with this. And I'm graying, y'all. Aw, thank you so much, Rafiq. All right, so we're gonna hit the front because why not? I always love for the front to be perfect. It's the first thing everybody sees. And just do that. Give it a little bumpity bump, bump, bump when you hold it to the side. There you go. There you go. And like I said, I could keep passing the flat iron over, mostly because I'm an addict and less because I actually need it. My hair responds to being flat ironed really, really well. And if you blow dry your hair really good, you won't have a problem getting the results that you seek when you flat iron your hair, right? Blow dry your hair, use a good product. Again, this Frizz Ease, I blow dried my hair with this. It had a little tackiness to it, which I really, really appreciated because that tackiness really, really helped my hair like straighten out while I was blow drying it. Quite impressive, this was. Again, I blow dried off camera because it was just too loud. But I'm gonna link all these products in the description, so if you guys are interested when this video posts, because you know YouTube has to go through its like cleaning process after the live, and it takes a long time to actually post your live. But when this live does post, it will have the links to all of the products that I used, so if you're interested in obtaining them, you could go out and, you know, retrieve them. Well, I hope you guys had a good time with me in today's live. I had a great time with you all, talking to you guys from your different locations and meeting you. Thank you so much, Rafiq, for joining, and Juan. I really enjoyed talking with you guys. Amaya also, even though she had to depart earlier on. This was great. I would really appreciate it if you would not forget to do the subscribe thing. Your girl's trying to get some subscribers so I can be on YouTube a bit more frequently, you know? So, again, I could probably use the curling iron later and finish curling up the ends. But I have concluded heat styling my hair in today's video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you enjoy this kind of content, hair care, curly hair, and straight, because I fluctuate between the two, yay me. Curly hair and straight hair routines, as well as satin wraps, hair protection. I also do skincare for all different skin types, oily, acne prone, combination skin, you name it, I talk about it. Bye, Juan. Guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Mwah!